particle of matters. Atom composed of proton, yeah, it is positive charge that located inside the nucleus in the center of the atom. There are neutron. Neutron is neutral, also inside the nucleus, and there are electrons. Electron has negative charge orbiting the nucleus. We need to know about atomic number and mass number. Atomic numbers represent the numbers of proton. Mass number represent the sum of numbers of proton and neutrons. And how many electrons consist of atom? The number of electron is the same with the number of proton. Yeah, the question is, where are the electrons? First, electrons are outside the nucleus, found in the space around the nucleus. They don't move in fixed circular parts like planets, but in region called orbital. So let me describe it for you to make you understand. First, in the atom, there are a nucleus in the center, okay? Then there are shell number 1 here, yeah? Then shell number 2 and shell number 3 and etc. Yeah, when each shell consists of subcell, and each subcells consists of one or several orbitals. Orbital here is a 3-dimensional region that we can find electron. Yeah, the notation for shell is N. The notation for subcell is L. The notation of orbital is Nm. Yeah. Before we go to electron configuration, we divided electrons into core electrons and valence electron. Core electron means inner shell electrons, while valence electrons is outermost shell electron. Yeah, what is the configuration? Where is the specific location in specific location of each electrons? Yeah. First thing is electron fills orbital in specific order of energy level. There are 3 rules in electron configuration. First is Aufbau principle. It says that lowest energy orbitals fill first. Then there are Pauli exclusion principle. It says that each orbital holds maximum 2 electrons with opposite spins. Yeah. Then there are Hans rule. Electrons fill singly before pairing. So in electron configuration, we usually use this diagram. Yeah. First here represents cell. There are cell number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Yeah. Each shell divided into one or more subshell. Yeah. Shell number 1 is only consists of subcell S. Yeah. Shell number 2 consists of subshell S and P. Yeah. Shell number 3 consists of subcell S, P, and D, etc. Yeah. Let me describe you subcell here. Subcell S only consists of one orbital here. Yeah. S is the notation of S is L number 0. Yeah. P is L number 1. D is L number 2. So S only have one orbital. The notation of orbital is M. Yeah. If L is 0, so M is 0. Yeah. P has 3 orbital. Yeah. The name of each orbital is M here. The orbital here. Sorry. The orbital here. Yeah. It's called M number -1. Yeah. Because L is 1, so the number of orbital start with -1. The second here is orbital is 0. This orbital is positive 1. Yeah. Subshell D, the notation is L is equal to, yeah, consists of 5 orbital, because yeah, first orbital here, the notation is M is equal, because this is 2, so the orbital here is M is negative 2, then this is M negative 1, this is M is 0, this is M is 1, this is M is 2. Yeah, so the number of orbital is negative L. Yeah, so there are 5 orbital here. Yeah, 5 orbital here, and each orbital, yeah, consists of maximal consists of 2 electron here. Yeah, so S consists of 2 electron. Yeah, 2 electron. P consists of 6 electron, right? 2 times 3, yes, 6 electron. And subshell D consists of 5 orbitals, so 10 electrons, right? Okay. Then in this diagram we have red line, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's represent energy levels. We have to fill the lowest energy level first, yeah, then go to the higher energy level. So let me give you an example. If magnesium has 12 electrons, so where is the location of this electron? First, we have to fill the lowest energy level. Here is the lowest energy level. Yeah, here is the lowest energy level, right? Yeah, so the configuration is first cell, yeah, S subcell, and there are 2 electrons there. Then next electron fill the second energy level, yeah, so it fill here, yeah, in the shell 2, shell 2, subcell S, yeah, and there are 2 electrons there, yeah. Then we move to third energy level here, yeah, third energy level. So we have to fill this orbital first, yeah. So the subshell is, yeah, in shell 2, yeah, subshell P, and the electron there are 6 electrons, yeah. If we adding this electron, this is still 10 electron, so we have to move to another energy level, yeah. We have to move here, yeah. Here is on shell 3, yeah, subshell S, and there are 2 electrons there, yeah. So this is the electron configuration of magnesium, yeah. On first shell there are 2 electrons, on second shell there are 8 electrons, on outermost shell there are 2 electrons, yeah. This is called core electron. So core electron of magnesium is 10, and valence electrons in magnesium is 2, yeah. What about chlor, yeah, with 17 electron, yeah. The configuration is, yeah, of course 1s2, yeah. Then we move to second energy level, 2s2, yeah. Then we move to third energy level, 2p8, 2s2, yeah. There are still 5 electrons left, So we move to fourth energy level here. Yeah. Yeah. So the subshell is 3, right? Yeah, this is 17. Yeah, so the core electron is there are 2 electrons in first shell. There are sorry, it is 3. Yeah, 3s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there are 8 electrons on second shell, and there are 7 electrons in third shell. So the core electron is 10, the valence electron is 7, right? Okay, this is about electron configuration. Yeah, okay. We move to Coulomb's law. It means the attraction force or repulsive force between 2 particles. So Coulomb say that if there are 2 particles with charge, it will be a force between them. Yeah, the formula is this. The formula is like this. Yeah, so the force is K Q1 Q2 over R square. Yeah, Q1 Q2 is the magnitude of the charge. R is the distance. Yeah, so if the Q1 and Q2 have opposite signs, the force is attractive, and if the same signs, the force is repulsive. Yeah, so if the distance between 2 particles is far, so of course the force is small, right? Depend on this formula. Then nucleus, yeah, or a proton, yeah, nucleus or proton pull the electron, right? Pull the electron. There are attractive force there. Yeah, so the electron can be moved freely because of the force. Yeah, because of the Coulomb force here. Yeah, but yeah, we want to focus on the valence electron here. This is the valence electron. Yeah, of course the valence electron is pulled with the proton, with the nucleus, yeah, because of Coulomb law. Yeah, but there are shielding effect. What's the meaning? The meaning is inner core electrons block nucleus pull on outer electrons. So the nucleus pull on valence electron decrease because of core electrons block. And for describe this shielding effect, we have JEF, yeah, effective number charge. This means the net positive charge felt by valence electron. Yeah, and ZEF is JEF is atomic number Z, yeah, minus S. S is Z is mass number. Oh, sorry, atomic number. While S is inner electron. So let me give you an example. Natrium, yeah, the configuration of natrium is 1s2, right? So the core electron is 10, the valence electron is 1. Yeah, so what is ZEF? Yeah, ZEF is Z minus S. Yeah, the atomic number is 11. Yeah, the inner electron is 10. So the ZEF is only 1. Yeah, so the valence electron in Na just have attraction plus 1. So the attraction is not so strong that so the valence electron in Na can move out, out from the orbital, just like that.